What's up guys, it's Ryan here, and welcome to this video where we are going to be talking all about the Magister and what preparations I have made to take it on tomorrow as soon as it comes out on the 3rd of July. Really quick before we start, I sound a little sick right now. That's because I am a little sick right now, and yeah, we'll try and get through this one, but my apologies for my voice because it does sound a little worse than normal. For starters, let's talk about what we already know about the Magister. The Magister will be located at these doors where I'm standing. This is in the bottom of the Sophanum Slayer dungeon, and the Magister will require level 115 Slayer to take on, but it will be boostable from level 109, which is what I will be doing. On top of that, we know that the boss fight should take between 2 and 3 minutes, and Jagex has gone out and said that damage per second will be the most important thing, and it will make or break your success at this new boss. On top of that, you are going to need 1 key to the crossing each time you try and take on the boss, and the keys to the crossing currently cost about 1.6 mil each. Now, Jagex has released 2 other things about this boss. The first thing is that the boss will have no combat style weakness, but similarly to Telos and Angel of Death, a lot of the time, one combat style comes out on top, so you'll see in a minute here that I have prepared for all 3 combat styles just in case. Now, the one other thing they've mentioned is that one of the mechanics will be a soul obelisk that will pop up towards the start of the fight. This obelisk, you can either avoid it and continue to kill the Magister, or you can actually kill the soul obelisk so it will stop affecting your stats. What this soul obelisk will do is it will drain your constitution level, and as some of you may know, the lower your constitution level is as a base stat, the less food actually heals you. So higher level foods only heal a high amount of life points if you have the required level. This could be a really interesting mechanic because if you want the most kills per hour, you're going to have to commit to going in with some very low tier food, and you're gonna have a much tougher time healing. At the same time, if you're a casual player and you want some slower kills, it should make the boss fight quite a bit easier to just kill the soul obelisk as quickly as possible and then deal with the rest of the fight later on. The Magister is confirmed to drop all new tier 92 dual wield melee weapons. It's important to note that these weapons will not be dropped in one single lucky drop, but instead you'll get 3 pieces that you'll be able to assemble, similar to making a spider leg and a Raxor, or getting orbs from Telos to build a Telos weapon. These tier 92 weapons will be upgraded from the tier 82 weapons that came out on the release of Menaphos, which is why when I cut to my invent, you will see a set of the tier 82s. I don't want to worry about whatever that price goes to on release day, so I've already got them bought just in case. Speaking of that invent, these are the preparations I've made. They've already said that this boss won't have a weakness, but similar to Angel of Death and Telos, one combat style generally proves to be the most worthwhile. For me, my prediction would be that melee will be the best way to kill this boss, and that's purely because of what they've said about it being very damage per second heavy. There isn't a combat style that can compete with the short period of time damage you can get with a full-on berserk, so that's why I've got fully augmented tier 90 melee gear as well as a Noxious Scythe and a set of Drygors. On top of that, if it's killable with melee, I've got a tier 90 Kelphite Defender as well as a Statius Warhammer that I will be using to hammer the boss at the start of each kill to make the kills even quicker, assuming it's debuffable. Now next up, we're looking at magic. Because Telos and Angel of Death are both killed very frequently with magic, I have a feeling that magic will not be the best combat style at this boss, but just in case, I've got an augmented seismic set, an augmented noxious staff, as well as the tier 88 superior Zuriel's gear that is all perked up as well. Now next up, let's talk about ranged. Ranged is currently the weakest combat style in game, but I feel like because this is the Magister, ranged could prove extremely useful. Most likely you'll be tanking magic attacks for the entire fight, so ranged gear could be extremely tanky and it could be worthwhile in that sense by itself. For that reason, I've got the tier 88 superior Morgan's gear as well as an Ascension set. All of my perk lists are exactly the same. I've got Enhanced Devoted 3, Crackling 3, Biting 3, and Impatient 3, and on my weapons I have Precise 3 with Equilibrium 2, as well as Aftershock 3. Now, I already talked about the main hand and the offhand tier 82 weapons. I've got those in case I can make the new weapons on release day. Now let's talk about rings. I'll probably go with a Ring of Death just at the very start because I will probably be dying quite a few times as I learn the boss and I get the hang of it. Hopefully after a couple hours I've got the boss pretty well down, and then at that point I will switch to an Asylum Surgeon's Ring and go with that. The Luck of the Dwarves is a switch, as is the Ring of Vigor that I have equipped. In terms of amulets, I've got an Amulet of Souls and a Reaper necklace, and it really depends on the hit chance aspect. If I've got pretty much 100% hit chance, I'll go with the Amulet of Souls, but otherwise I will be taking in the Reaper necklace. The 2 items I haven't talked about yet are the 300 keys to the crossing and the 1 billion coins. Now, the main plan is to try and get a tier 92 on day of release with those 300 keys to the crossing. I'm hoping to stream for like 8 to 10 hours and use as many of them as possible. So there are really 2 possible scenarios. Scenario 1 is at the end of those 300 keys, I have 2/3 of a weapon, and I want to spend my money on getting more keys so that I can try and finish a weapon all by myself. Now, the second scenario is if RNG is not on my side, I won't even be anywhere close to finishing a weapon. I'll have 0 or 1 of the pieces, and at that point, what I would do is I would actually sell off some loot and then hopefully have about 1.5 bill cash, and then I'll just put in an offer in the Grand Exchange to get the new tier 92s as quickly as possible. Okay, that's pretty much all I've got for you guys, but I did also want to mention that I've removed Thursday from my stream schedule starting next week, and the reason for that is so that I can go back to trying to hit my goal of 2 uploads every single week for the duration of the summer. I kind of slipped away from it and I was streaming way too much, so I'm scaling it back just a little bit. I will be uploading episode number 3 of the Road to Insane Final Boss tomorrow, and then a couple days after that I should have a week of release guide to the Magister for those who are interested. So anyway guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think, let me know if I'm forgetting anything important, and other than that, have a great one, and as always, peace out. I'll catch you tomorrow.